How did you both survive the amount of energy the dogs had when they were younger? Treadmill. Treadmill. Well, Mrs. Gimpy was really good about taking them out in the morning, taking them for their walks in the morning and in the evening. Um, and that was typically enough to keep them under control for the most part. When they were younger, probably not so much, but as I got older, that particular schedule worked really well. Um, but when they were younger, it was especially take them out in the morning, and then during the day they would do whatever. Sometimes she would take them out to the park and whatever, burn off energy that way. And usually after dinner was playtime, specifically for me, with me. As I was saying earlier, get the toys out, play tug of war, and wrestle and chew on my hands and that kind of stuff, fake fighting type stuff, and you know that was how to burn energy. But within the first year, maybe two, I think it was the second year is when we got the treadmill, and that helped a lot. I think specifically for Mickey. I mean, Rocket's a higher energy dog too, but not the same way. Mickey is a spaz, and he loved the treadmill because again, it's a dog powered treadmill. It wasn't powered, so it wasn't so you just flick a switch and it's going, and they just walk on it. They actually had to make it move, and Mickey loved it. He really did. Rocket not so much because Rocket's a lazy putt. He's a lazy putz. So he liked the food portion of it for the trying to encourage them to use it. We use treats and stuff, and Mickey caught on to that real quick. He didn't really care about the treats after a while. He just wanted to run on the treadmill. Rocket he just wanted the treats. He didn't really want to do the treadmill stuff. So again, it's different energy levels between the two of them, and they used it pretty continuously for the first 5 or 6 years, I think. Again, Rocket had to be forced, and the main reason we got it was specifically for summers because summers are warm here, and if you don't get the dogs out before 9 a.m., or actually usually it's before 8, it was just too warm. And then you couldn't take them out again until it's after 9 o'clock at night because it was too warm, up until that point. And that's just the way summers were. And so we needed a way to exercise them just in case, and that's what the treadmill was for hot days or rainy days, which we don't get. We during their lifetime we didn't get a whole lot of wet seasons because you can't welcome to drought decade for us was basically during these guys, and so didn't have to worry about the water stuff, the rain too much, but but definitely during the summer it helped a lot.
But when they were younger, we used to go. Remember, we used to walk 2 to 4 miles a day.
Yeah, you did.
Take them out.
Yeah, you guys did. I did. Yeah, they got a lot of walking in. Miss Skippy was very well exercised herself as a result. So she never did learn how to walk them though. Dogs are supposed to walk behind you, not in front of you. Because when they walk in front of you, that means they're the leader. She never grasped that concept for some reason. To this day, she still doesn't get it. This is just another sleeping video. I put a lot of sleeping videos in here because they're so easy to get.
Now.
Yep, he's sleeping right now next to us. Nice and quiet. Nice and relaxed. He's had his breakfast for the most part. Rain, you urge your dog to walk in front so you can save your neck from having to look back at him all the time. Well, if you're doing it right, though, you don't have to.
I used to like them walking in front of me because they were so cute. They both had a stick in their mouth, the same stick. It was a nice long stick. And they would be walking in front of me, and I think I have videos of those too. And their tails would both look like hula dancers going back and forth, swaying back and forth. It was so cute.
But in the Wolf Society, the old expendable ones walk at the rear of the column. That was usually me if we went out as a group, though. I was usually the last one in line if we walked as a group. Although, wait a minute, that's actually not true. They would. Usually, if I walk them, it was the proper formation. I was out front, they were behind, and Mrs. Gimpy was last in line usually. So she's the expendable one every time. I don't know if you're realizing this now, but you're expendable to them. Oh, he's snoring. He was snoring. Oh, he's breathing hard there.
Hmm.
His whole head's moving.
Maybe he's dreaming.
I don't think so. I think that's just breathing. Gotta feed the hedgehogs. Oh, that's actually one thing I would have liked to get gotten as a pet, as a hedgehog. I don't know if hedgehogs are legal in California. I think they are, but I'm not sure. I think Rocket would like a hedgehog.
How big are they?
Not that big. About hamster size.
Hmm.
Maybe a little bigger. Not much. No parking fire lane. That's a joke. That was quick tiger.
Do the hedgehogs make noise when they're hungry?
Tiger, the hedgehogs make noise when they're hungry. Do hedgehogs even make noise? I don't know.
Do they make noise?
I don't know. I can't put their food out too early. The bloody pigeon eats it all. Oh, the pigeon. Oh, you have a pigeon too?
Oh, they're outside? This way, baby. Come on. They stay outside?
I have a feeling they're indoor pets.
Oh,
no,
okay.
hedgehogs are usually indoors.
Oh, so a pigeon is inside too?
Yeah. It's a bird.
Oh.
They've been very noisy. It's breeding season. Ah, there you go.
I wonder what kind of noise they make. What do they sound like?
Hedgehogs. They sound like hedgehogs.
I've never heard one.
What else are they going to sound like? Google hedgehog huffing.
Huffing? Okay. I'll have to Google that. Noisy.
Oh, this is the other fireland because that's the pool in front of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I know where this is. I don't know. I've watched this video I don't know how many times now. And I just realized where it is in the complex. Watch that later. So to the huffing noise. Unless you want to listen to the hedgehogs making noise now. No? Later? We'll look at it later.
Whatever you like.
It's amazing how the layout of this complex has changed over the years. Because that wall used to not be there. That's not an original wall. That was put in probably within the last 10, 15 years. Every night for 2 weeks, chases the female around the garden. Benny Hill Construction. It's adorable.
What is?
He's basically talking about how the male hedgehog is chasing the female around the garden every night.
Oh.
Trying to catch her and making the noises.
Oh.
Because he's not buying her dinner. That's why he's not getting any.
Yeah.
Rocket, you've stopped.
Because there's a person with a dog up there.
Oh.
Either sees something or he smells it.
It's been out for 2 weeks. Poor hedgehog. So the real heavy question now, God. Oh, they appreciate that. So what's the heavy question from the rules? Better not be the question I think it is.
Come on, this way. Come on.
Just not getting late. Yeah, I know. It's obvious. Yeah. Who is the favorite Rocket person in your house? So who does Rocket like the most? Depends on what he's looking for.
Well, I give him the treats and the food, and so
Well, here's the difference, though.
he has separation anxiety from me.
Well,
I always tell you, I said,
the reason he doesn't have separation anxiety from me because I never leave,
yeah, and I'd like to know if he does have
and I'm not
separation.
doing and I'm not
And I'd
doing
like-
that testing.
No, I'd like to just know if he does or not. If he would have separation anxiety for you.
I'm sure. Yes, he does. Because remember when I used to go to meetings and stuff, it wasn't maybe the same way. I mean, they were just as excited for me to leave. I mean, it was just funny is, back in the day when I have to go to meetings or whatever, is they knew the routine for me getting ready to leave. And they get all anxious following me around the house going, are we going? Because there was, when I started putting, getting ready to leave, but then putting shoes and socks on and that kind of stuff, getting dressed. And, there's a certain routine that I have. And they caught on to that pretty quick. But for them, it was, is he leaving and we're going with him? Or is he leaving and we're not going with him? And that was the anxiousness there. And when they didn't come with me, they seemed to be upset. But when I came home, they were, normal dogs being super excitable and loved it. But as far as who's the favorite, who's Rocket's favorite, again, it depends.
What's a hedgehog hutch?
Who's your favorite? Oh, Jeff. Does one need to own a hedge before one can get a hedgehog? Sure, why not? He did bought a hedgehog. Hedgehog hutch. A hutch is basically like a cage
Oh,
type deal.
with the
It's a
hedge in it?
No, it's like a box, but you put hedgehogs in it. You know what a rabbit hutch is?
No.
It's a box.
Oh, it's a box.
It's basically a box that's got like an enclosed area where they sleep. And then there's an open it's attached to a bigger area that's kind of like fenced in, but it's all one big box. Like say it would be like the size of a desk, and a third of it is basically where they sleep, and the 2/3 is stuff.
Oh, that's what they live in. Okay.
See, that's a hedgehog.
Because nothing else can get
See?
in there.
Don't you think Rocket would love that? Rocket would love to have a
It's
hedgehog.
a little small.
Rocket would love to have a hedgehog. Not the hutch so much, but he'd definitely like a hedgehog. You think you have that one? Oh, an Amazon link. Why is it doing a captcha here? Oh, probably because I haven't used Amazon in a while. Oh, so that's what you're using.
Oh, that's a bigger opening, huh?
Well, it's hard to tell. That's what's there. So it's basically a little condo.
Oh,
It's a little condo for hedgehogs.
yeah, it looks like a little dwarf.
A little
building.
hobbit house.
Hobbit house, yeah. That's what it looks like.
Look, Rocket's sleeping again. Nose not quite bald again. Or yet. So it's an older video. Not so much older. Well, it's within the last couple of years. He's snoring. We've decided that listening to Rocket snore is the best way to fall asleep. European hedgehogs are bigger than the African pygmy hedgehogs you see on YouTube. Yeah, I don't think we have hedgehogs here in the Southwest.
Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe at the zoo.
Well, we're talking wild, not
Wild.
Yeah, I don't think we have hedgehogs here. No, woke up over something. I think he smells dinner. Nope, no dinner. Go back to sleep. Your derail is complete. It's not really a derail. Well, I guess that was an acceptable derail because again, it's just a possible pet option for a rocket because rocket likes smaller animals. We know that as long as they're not aggressive to them, which they rarely are. This is normal. It's part of the program, and again, we were talking about possible friends for rocket, and hedgehogs are in the category. Although I still think that rats or hamsters would be our best bet. Bunny might be, but bunnies, you never know how big they're really going to get.
Oh,
Oh, they can be aggressive and territorial? Really? I didn't know
wow.
that.
Mm.
Hmm. Cat versus hedgehog is usually settled in the hedgehog's favor. Really?
Wow. Oh my goodness. Ooh.
Kind of laughing because Rocket's laying next to Mrs. Gimpy on the floor, and he's starting to snore. You can't hear the mic's not picking him up, but my ears are.
If you notice Rocket's left eye, we should have had that clipped when he had his last
Oh,
dental.
the little skin tab.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
get in one of the videos. It was real small, and then you see it much bigger, and it's like long, and it sticks out. And I don't know what that
It's
is.
a skin tab.
Mm.
It's no big deal. It's not that big deal. Is the tongue out? The tongue
Yes.
is out.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to see because the picture is so small, but they're basically we can see. Vrukos is just giving me a hard time. Is the tongue out?
Mm. I think he's always done it, hasn't he?
Done what?
The tongue,
The tongue stuff?
or when he was 5, maybe. I don't know if they've always done it.
I don't remember.
It may not have
It's
been
been going
so,
on for so long. I don't remember when it started.
Yeah, it wasn't probably so sticking out so predominant.
I don't know. There's some pictures when they're younger, the tongue is sticking out.
Yeah, I think it's always been that way.
I think there's pictures when they were younger that the tongue was actually hanging out too. And they weren't necessarily sleeping either. So the tongue has always been there, I think. Has always been a thing.
It's just their bite, I guess, that makes them do that.
It's a dog thing.
Mm.
Humans don't do it so well, but dogs do it really well. And it's because, their tongue is so short. That's the real problem. The tongue is really short.
Mm-hmm. That's why it goes.
Oh, this is earlier this year when it was raining. Rocket decided after the porch had been redone.
Oh, yeah, it is raining.
If it's raining.
Yeah.
He didn't care.
And he did, yeah, they didn't care. They just go out and get wet. I'd have to rescue him. I wish it would rain again. I like the rain.
It's not going to They said it might get rain next week.
Yeah, I don't know how much. But see that little ash?
Yeah, it's just a skin tab. That's all. It's no big deal. This video is newer. Or is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because the baldness on his nose is a little bit more obvious. In particular places in your home that Rocket really liked when he was younger and nowadays. For what? Sleeping? Hanging out?
Our bed.
Our bed? The couch? It depends on the time of day. During the day, and we're all here, the couch. If we weren't here, or let's say I was here because I've been here their entire life, and I've worked at home since their entire life. So when they were younger, they would, and Mrs. Gimpy would go out to run errands for whatever do whatever she does. And they would come in here because they have a bed underneath my desk. One of them would be in the bed, and the other one would be usually off either directly behind me or off to my left. And they would be there until she came home. But as I got older, for whatever reason, it changed to they would go to the front door, which you guys are probably more accustomed to. And this is a more recent video, and you can see how bald his nose is. That black spot behind his nose, he's got no hair there. Poor Rocket, going bald. But yeah, that was the one of the reasons for having the dog cam, was because that's where they hang out. They started hanging out there more and more as they got older. They were waiting for her to come home, and that was the reasoning for the dog cam in the first place, was because that's where they were hanging out. So I got that. But when they were younger, when we're actually all here, normal stuff, like I said, couch, and then bedtime, sleeping on our bed, despite my objections from the very beginning. But I lost out on that one because Mrs. Gimpy is a wimp, and or a sucker, as I like to call her. She's a sucker for their games. The very first night, she was a sucker for their games.
A soft heart.
Soft heart. No, the word is sucker. She fell for their little tricks.
Mm-hmm.
Rocket has had her wrapped around his little paw his entire life.
Mm-hmm.
She falls for every trick. Never fails. Look how young he is. Oh my God.
I know. Wow. Look at that.
He's got to be, what, 2?
Probably, yeah. We were always thinking, oh my gosh, when are they going to get all their hair? When do they get all their hair? They finally got it. Just takes a couple years. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is the dog park in Arizona.
Oh.
This is 2009, I think.
Oh, what happened to the picture?
It's the camera. It's the way this is the old. We still have it. It's
Oh, the Canon?
yeah.
No.
Yeah, it is.
What is the Canon?
It's the Canon, and the way it does digital zoom, it's not a lens zoom, and so if you zoom out too far, it digitizes it too much, and that's what's happening there. Yeah, but this is a dog park in Arizona, as you can tell by the nice brown grass.
Yeah.
How was Rocket traveling by tip? Oh, Mickey and Rocket were great are great travelers.
Oh, yeah, they did really good.
I mean, they didn't throw up or anything. They just got bought into it from the very beginning.
I think they just went to sleep.
Yeah, usually it depends on what vehicle we had at the time, but they would just be in the back seat and just curl up and go to sleep. Sometimes they would want to participate a little bit more when they were younger, because there's one picture that we have it during one of the intros where Gimpy is in the middle, and he's looking out through the windshield, and he's right on my shoulder when he's doing it, because he liked to be co-pilot. Rocket usually didn't do that, though. Rocket usually stay either in the passenger seat or the back seat.
Their signature position.
Mm-hmm. No, that's Mickey's. That's why he usually sleeps or slept. And then there's Rocket. There.
That's how they breathe and everything down. Or that's how they.
Yeah, the thing is,
cool
that's our
there.
couch, though.
Mm-hmm.
Rocket's on the far left side. Mickey's on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
So where do we get to sit? Right in the middle. If you want to sit on the couch, at least.
So much for recliners. Huh?
Yeah. It is always a race to the couch. First one on gets the seat.
Yep.
Mrs. Gimpy used to yell at me all the time.
It was a race to the bed, too.
A race to the bed, too. Yep. Mrs. Gimpy hated me because I was always first in with the dogs.
They're so smart, they knew the routine, so they'd race in here real quick, like, oh, I got the best spot.
Again, not my fault. Somebody else's fault. Definitely see. You can tell that his skin underneath his hair on his muzzle is black because it's thinning out. It's just Yeah, even here. His face, his head is so much wider now. It's so much
Yeah,
white.
sweet baby, sweet boy.
Should have been grateful that they did leave us some space at least. Oh, it wasn't a question of leaving a space. You had to fight for it. Trust me, you had to fight for space. Space was not given; it was earned. Oh, this is from Dink right into the camera. That's the last recording we have of the dog cam. And Rocket. That was Rocket running into the camera.
So what do you want to do? Should we have got something older?
Oh my goodness.
And I put this as the last video. I'm gonna have to replay this one for Mrs. Gimpy.
You can still see the pink. Oh my goodness.
Okay, we'll play that one for Mrs. Gimpy so she can hear it. Okay.
So what do you want to do? Should we have got something older?
Look where he's sitting. He's sitting on Mickey's head.
Yeah.
So that's our videos. So pictures.
Okay.
Okay. And when were the dogs trawling? Oh, you mean the stroller? When did you get the strollers there?
I got those when they were getting, let's see, year did I get this? 19? Maybe?
The strollers?
No,
No.
probably before that. Well, I did get a additional one that was just a single for Rocket after.
The strollers
Mickey
have been around
passed.
since they've been alive because we had one from the dogs before.
Yeah.
Because remember, we had that blue one for Tasha and Bear.
But the net broke and the back
out.
broke.
Right. So we had to get a new stroller for that
and
one.
Rocket jumped out of it. So I said, no, we need a new stroller. Because there's no way to close it. It was broken, so.
Oh, look, there's Mickey, the good Christmas dog. And then there's Rocket, the bad Christmas dog. And you'll see in a second. See the way he's eyeballing that little stuffed Christmas monkey? See the way he's looking at it?
He loved to nibble on new toys. I bring home a new toy. He nibble, 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 nibble.
There he is attacking it. This was a Christmas photo shoot, I think I want to say 2022, 2023, something like that. Look, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm totally innocent. I wasn't doing anything wrong. Oh, look, another jacket. Mrs. Gimpy in her red truck phase. If you notice, the Christmas bag behind it had the same truck on it, too. That was all the same year.
But I love those pictures because it was in the fall. All those leaves, and I said, oh my goodness, I have to.
That's not the fall.
I have to give.
That's the winter. The leaves here don't fall off the trees until the winter.
Okay, well, they were still there, so. But I love all those leaves on the ground and the grass, and it was just a beautiful backdrop, so.
What is that on the side? Oh, I know what it is. Okay. It's that pad that's out on the porch now. These fall off the trees in the fall, except for here. They don't fall off trees until winter here. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. It takes until winter. It doesn't get cold enough until then. Oh, and this is the last picture we have of how basically every night for me was Mickey laying on my legs and Rocket laying on the side. That was basically my life for over 16 years. You know that, right? Every night was like that.
And that's you on the couch, and he's right between your legs.
Just oh, and that's him sleeping. Yeah, that's my left thigh on the right side of the picture there. He's up right up against me. Oh, look, not spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
You even get to lay on blankets on the couch because, it's cold.
It was soft. He likes anything soft. I remember the dog. Oh, look at that.
The co-pilots of the car.
At the dog park, somebody lay out there. There's a big bench there, and somebody lay their jacket or puffer jacket or whatever on there. He was like,
Look, that's how he thinks you're
he
driving.
jumped on the.
That's what he thinks you're driving.
What?
The tongue sticking out. That's how he thinks you're driving us.
He's just looking at me.
Yeah, sure.
He'd lay right on someone's jacket because it was nice and soft.
Reindeer coats.
Mm-hmm.
That's the rock without Scout.
Mm-hmm.
One of the later pictures of them laying next to each other. This was very rare as they got older for them to be laying next to each other. Although I'm pretty sure Rocket didn't have a choice there based on their positioning. Pretty sure Mickey just said to I'm laying here. I don't care where you are. See, tongues are out in both of them. He's not looking. He's looking at something off to the side. I wonder what it was. Because he's pulling away from you. You can tell by the leash.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking at something.
Mm-hmm.
He's using his paws as pillows. Tasty pillows. It's just a blanket, right? No, is that a blanket or is that a towel?
I think it's a towel. Yep.
Why
used as a pillow.
Yeah, I don't know where we came up with this idea to use the towels as a pillow, just to make his life easier, I guess.
Yeah, I think you did that.
Because, he's suffered through life. He's had a very rough life, as you can tell.
Look at that leg.
Needs sunglasses. Too late. It's hard cushions to sleep on. Very hard life indeed. Oh, yeah. You have to walk outside in 60-degree weather and need a coat. 60-degree weather is not cold, by the way. 50-degree weather, they'd wear it too, and even then, that's not that cold. But that was pretty much a condition for them to wear the coat. It had to be at least 50, or no more than 50 typically. The rules are stretched.
I think it was just for the rain so they wouldn't get rained up.
It
on
wasn't
them, but
raining.
they probably wouldn't have minded it anyway.
60 Kelvin is very cold. Yeah, we're not talking Kelvin. It's Fahrenheit. Sorry. That's a good picture. That one's not that old. That's fairly. That's like within the last year.
Mm.
So is that one. That one's for sure within the last year. Basically, this picture is him laying on this cushion thing that Mrs. Gimpy has. It's a fold-up bed type idea. It's basically 3 cushions, and it folds up so that they stack. But you stretch them out onto the floor, and it's about the size of a, twin bed? Single?
Cot.
Size of a cot? That how big it is? Okay.
That's what they say.
It's
cot.
basically meant for one person. Rocket loves it because if he gets on it without Mrs. Gimpy involved, or anybody involved, is he basically takes up the whole middle section. It's amazing how much space a little dog can take up. But it's kind of like a memory foam type deal. You can see it's about that thick and that kind of stuff. And he loves it. He loves laying on it. And she took a bunch of pictures with him, like doing this stuff. So it turned out pretty well. He loves it. It's his bed. Despite Mrs. Gimpy may claim it is his bed.
Yeah, when he's up, he's always looking around and very alert.
This is my new favorite picture, by the way. This is one of the few pictures Mrs. Gimpy actually makes an appearance in. Can she even tell that's her? I like it because his ear is basically covering up her face. So we're allowed to use it. And,
no, it's basically...
And no, just in case, you can see her bare arm there and over on the other side too. She's not topless here, just in case anybody's wondering. She's actually wearing a shirt. She's just wearing one of her sleeveless t-shirts that she likes to wear.
Is there anything in your home that isn't his?
Yeah, my chair that I'm sitting in. That's the only chair he doesn't sit in. But anyway, I love this picture. Because, again, it's her giving him a hug, and you can see the expression on his face. It's like, why is she doing this to me again? I'm tired of this shit. I've gone through this for 17 plus years, and she still won't leave me alone. And as you can see, she's loving it. He doesn't look old in that picture? Yes, he does.
Why doesn't have his bald spot?
Picture is older than I thought it was. Oh, and that's my hand there. So you can see how big he is. Of course, you don't know how big my hand is. Oh, this is a good one too. Totally not staged. And that's not a joke. This is not a staged picture at all. That's his bag of treats. All his treats are in this, basically this big Ziploc bag. All the different types are in that particular bag. And for some reason, it was on the floor. It's probably right after he'd gotten his treats, more than likely. Oh, Miss Skimpy's got to answer the phone. Just a second. HOA we've had a call into the HOA recently. They finally call him back. So anyway, the treat bag. So this is all his treats. The CBD stuff is in here. His duck treats, basically all the different treats he has is in this big Ziploc bag. And I don't remember the circumstance why the bag was on the floor, but it was. And for some, he came over and he was sniffing. I don't know if he had his treats yet or he was expecting to get treats anyway, but he could smell them through the bag for however he does that. And he kind of just walked on top of it and plopped on top of it. It wasn't, I don't think, planned on his part. It was more of an accident because, again, he doesn't see very well and his coordination isn't necessarily the best anymore, but he just kind of like plopped down on top of it. And he laid there for a little while, if I remember right. You can see he's very aware of what he's doing. And I don't know how long Mrs. Gimpy's going to be on the phone, so... And I'm sure she wants to comment on this, so we'll just sit here and kill some time. So, once again, Rocket, 18 years old. I tried to take a good picture of him this morning for his 18th birthday picture, because, it's a big deal. And I had cleaned out a space up on the couch just for the picture. I just made sure everything was, where it's supposed to be outside of the frame and that kind of fun stuff. And I just, I was going to pick him up and put him on the couch and take a nice picture of him just sitting there, kind of in the similar position, right? And at the time I was doing that, he was up walking around. And as soon as I'm done, it took me a whole 30 seconds to make the couch the way I wanted it to be. And I turned to look, and he's on the floor sleeping. It took him a good 30 seconds just to fall down and start sleeping again, or trying to fall asleep. He wasn't totally out yet, but he was mostly, and he was in a comfortable position. I didn't want to disturb him. So the actual picture that for his 18th birthday so far is not very good, but I think it's the last picture in this series, but we're not there yet. And I don't know why she's not down on the phone yet. That shouldn't have been a long phone. That should not have been a long phone call, unless it's something else. Because we have a couple of different things going on with the HOA. One of them is related to our porch that they're supposed to be working on, but they keep pushing us back for, or they're making excuses not to do the work, and they need to get the work done. So. The hedgehog huffing has begun. Oh, it's that time of night already? Wow. I should probably listen to that and see. What the heck is that noise? Oh, that's their chirping. Holy crap! Their coughing sounds like they're hammering something into wood. Holy crap! Distress, dreaming, hissing, challenge, huffing. There's the huffing. So the huffing is basically just a heavy pant. It looks like, or sounds like. They got all kinds of noises for them. Fingers crossed for your young hedgehog. Yes, let's hope that he's lucky tonight. Or gets lucky tonight. So anyway, so the treats that... Oh, she's coming back. Okay, just a second. I'm going to talk to her, see what that was about. Okay, long story short is we need the wood on our porch needs work, as in the paint is flaking off and that kind of stuff, and they need to get it fixed before lasting damage comes. So they're coming out to evaluate, which I thought they already did, but apparently they need to do more because they suck at their jobs. Tiger, first time here that you wondered if it was distress, and then you found out that yes, but not in a medical way. Anyway, do you have any comments to make about this picture?
I think that's so cute. It's like, this is mine. He's guarding his treats.
Mm-hmm.
Loves his treats. Boy, he never turns down food. You give him kibble, you give him treats, never turn it down.
He's a pig. That's the word you're looking for.
He's just
he's a pig.
He's still an active, hungry boy. He does a lot of pacing, a lot of walking. He does more steps than I do right now. Well, because of my knee, but...
Okay, continue on to pictures. He needs all the treats, of course he does. Oh, and this is Christmas from 24.
Mm-hmm.
This was our Christmas picture for 2024. You can tell he's very happy. That's a better one. So the first picture we saw was what I did, and this is the picture that Mrs. Gimpy did, which I think looks a little bit better. It's at least a better expression on his face. Oh, and that's him evaluating the work that was done on porch earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, it wasn't. It was being done at this point. That's not the finish. That was a process.
He was really anxious to get out there.
He's inspecting the work. He's not happy. He says, this needs changes. This isn't where we at. This is not where we expected. Oh, and that's the bed again, but with a different sheet on it. Mrs. Gimpy took that picture, I'm pretty sure. That's a good one.
You notice in these pictures, he's looking right at me. He never used to look at the camera.
And that's him checking out the porch. Oh, actually, that's the puddle on the porch.
Oh.
That's... Oh, shit. So this is after the porch has been finished, and the guys who did this, uh, the porch had to be resurfaced because the last time they resurfaced the porches, they fucked
Oh,
up.
That's a bell.
Who's that?
That's a doorbell.
I know. Okay, the doorbell just rang, and Gimpy be right back. So I'll continue the story. So when they did the resurfacing again, it was mainly because whoever did this resurfacing last time did a crappy job. And we ended up with these large puddle areas on the porch because it wasn't draining properly. We have 2 drainage pipes in the corners. There's one in the upper right hand. Upper right hand corner of the picture. You can't see it, but it's it's past the table in the corner of the porch. There's a little drainage hole, and then off to the left hand side of the picture, which you can't see, is the second one where the stairs are. And when they resurfaced it last time, they didn't do proper leveling to make the water run from the building side towards the drains. And as a result, we had this big puddle every time it rained right in the middle of the porch. And so we told the guys that were doing it this time, well, obviously they had seen it before they did the work and stuff, and the guy in charge had already planned out what he was going to do was have it so that the water would collect here in the middle and then run off to the corners. It doesn't do that so much. It basically collects right where Rocket is. It creates this little puddle. It's not deep or anything, but he found it and he likes to drink it, and sometimes he likes to lay in it after it rains and stuff. And this is one of those days, a couple months back, after the work had been done and it had rained, and Rocket found it and he went, "Oh, this is nice," and he starts drinking out of it. And then, every time it rains and stuff, the puddle, gets bigger and bigger, and Rocket he'll walk into it and he goes, "Oh, this is a good place to lay down." He lays right in the middle of the puddle. So, stuff. Our HOA and the contractors that work for them are the worst. They really are. And that's why the phone call that we just got was for, you can see the railing in the picture there. Can't really tell, but the railing the paint on the railing has started to flicker or fleck off, and it's cracking and whatever. And it needs to be redone. It either needs to be sanded down and resealed and whatever they do, or all the wood needs to be replaced. And it's all the way around. It's just not one section. It's the whole top railing that needs to be done. And the lattice work, which isn't so bad up here, can't really tell too much, but down on our stairs, it's really bad. It's all warped and shit. So
He needed to take a piece of the railing
okay.
for a sample, and I said, we don't use the back. So we take it from the back.
Oh, they're actually going to cut a piece off?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're going to redo it, so
Okay.
you can't leave it like that. And I said, do the back, because I never go back there. So
okay. So the guy that's going to be working on the railing now needs a section of our railing to evaluate it, whatever that means.
take it in for a sample.
To see,
That's what
probably
it's
see what kind of wood it is, maybe.
Wood to match it up. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, life of living in a condo complex. Oh well. Okay, so Rocket drinking out of the puddle. That's not draining as well as it's supposed to be. Want our money back.
Well, it's funny because I told him the side right here. Oh, well.
Oh, okay.
Side used to puddle all the time. So
I just told him that story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that tongue.
Yeah, it's a short one. Oh, that's a good picture too. Using the bed
That's
as a
the
pillow.
bed.
Yeah, it's the bed itself with no sheets and stuff on it. He decided it was a good time to take a nap.
It's like 4 inches, so it's very comfortable for him. 4 inches thick.
Nice big picture of Rocket sleeping. Girls. Thank you.
You are welcome. Now, go kill something.
Thank you, Vukruz, for the tip. Very generous. Thank you very much. Somebody just gave money.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you saw it on the screen, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and that's his new pillow. It's totally not a stage picture at all. Totally not staged. It's staged. That little pillow. Why did we decide to get that?
For something to put his head on.
Yes.
Because he was always laying it on his legs or his head on his paws.
Yes. So yeah, he needed a better pillow than his legs. And not to mention, you can see that he's got a nice bed right there next to him that he could be using as a pillow that he doesn't use. I mean, he could be laying inside the right hand corner, upper right hand corner of the picture. That's one of his beds. And he could be using the sides there as a pillow, but he doesn't. So Mrs. Gimpy said, "Oh, let's get him one of these things." And again, not staged. This particular picture is totally staged. So totally staged because he wasn't using it at this point. He still isn't. He uses it on accident, not on purpose. And that's mainly because he can't really see it. Because he can't really see. So if he finds it, it's more by accident. But he did use it a couple weeks back for the first time. I think for that picture might be in here. This is winter. This is winter. This was taken in December. I know that because this is what our grass looks like in December. There's that one. That one is staged. That picture is staged, unfortunately, too. But it looks adorable with his face all crunched up against it.
See how he usually lays? That's what we got.
Yeah, that's the way he uses like, which most dogs do. To be honest, that's how dogs usually lay. But he's special. Oh, and there he is. That's actually just taken earlier this week, I think.
No, his chicken.
His dinner or his breakfast. This one is taken this week too. That's actually out on the porch. That was just taken this week. Oh, somebody snuck in. So somebody snuck in. I didn't realize he was still here. This is Charlie. And that's Tasha over in the upper left-hand corner. Tasha is a miniature giant Pomeranian.
Big red.
Or sorry, she's a giant miniature Pomeranian. That's who she is. Giant miniature Pomeranian.
15 pounds.
Oh, they're back again. Ugh. So these dogs. Tasha is one of the dogs Mrs. Gimpy had when we first met. Charlie is one of my dogs. He's actually he's the second oldest dog I've ever had. Rocket broke his record earlier this year. And he was 17 years, 8 months when we had to put him down because he had too many strokes. He had, I think, 2 strokes within 2 weeks. The first stroke wasn't too bad. He recovered from that one. But the second one, not so good. It was bad enough to where he couldn't walk in a straight line anymore. He's doing permanent lefts. And we also found out that he had decent. For some reason, they didn't pick up the cancer after the first stroke for whatever reason. But on the second one, when we brought him in, he had a significant amount of cancer in various parts of his body and that kind of thing. But again, he had a good life. Still my favorite dog. I love Mickey and Rocket and stuff, but Charlie was still my favorite. And but he's a Lhasa Apso mix with some type of terrier, we think. And he was the old man of the group of dogs that we had, because we had 4 dogs originally. Well, we had 2 each when we first met. Actually, no, she only had the one. She picked up the second one after we had been together for a while. But I had 2. We had Charlie, and then I also had Maddie, who was a Yorkshire Terrier. She passed away when she was about 12 years old or so. She died a little young because she had heart issues most of her life, because small dog, spastic, that kind of thing. But again, Charlie he's the second oldest dog I've ever owned. And then Tasha, she passed away
2007?
2005.
5.
Yeah, we had to put her down in 2005 because she had really bad arthritis in her hips, and it turned out that we took her into the vet because she had gotten to the point where she was overweight too. She had weight issues, and that was a significant problem too. Is she would basically get stuck on the floor. She couldn't pick herself back up if she fell over, or she just lay down voluntarily. She just couldn't get back up again. It was too painful, and you go to try to help her to pick her up, and it hurt her so much that she'd bite you. So it was just, she wasn't in a good shape, and we decided to put her down. And it was a hard decision. It really was. And then the last of the 4 was Bear. He was a Pomeranian, not a Pomeranian, a Papillon, we think. Pretty sure he's a Papillon.
Papillon.
And we don't have any pictures of him currently now, but he was the youngest of the group. Tasha was, when she was born, 89? She an 89 dog?
Mm, well, she lived to what, 16?
I don't know. That's why I'm trying to figure it out.
I
Because
think so.
she was born 89 and she went, and we had her put down, I think it was August of 2005. Which ironically was a year after Charlie. Because Charlie, we had him put down in August of 2004. So yeah, she was only a year behind him as far as how long, but she was younger. And then Bear, he was the youngest, and we don't know his age exactly, but he was definitely the youngest by a number of years, I think. And he died basically the same way Mickey did.
Congestive heart failure.
Yeah, congestive heart failure for Bear as well. He died in January of 2007, and then we got Mickey and Rocket in July of 2007. So
Yeah, I took him into the vet, and the doctor said, okay, tomorrow, I think it was tomorrow, bring him in and I'll give him a shot for his lungs or something to clear it out his lungs. And he'd have to have shots all the time to clear out his lungs, and he didn't make it.
yeah, he did make it through that night. So that's how that was. So, but yeah. But anyway, Charlie. You can see he had cat in this picture. This is from like 99. So he's 13 years old in this page, or in this picture, 13, 14 years old. So yeah, I think he's 13, 14, and Tasha is only like 10. Because because she was 3 years younger than him. So yeah, they were good dogs.
Tasha didn't have any separation anxiety.
No, God, no. She was
You
very
could-
independent.
You come home and you've been out for a while, and she'd be rolling around on her back, and you'd look down and there'd be a piece of kibble, and she'd be like rolling around on a piece of kibble.
Okay, continue on. Again, that picture was not put in there on purpose. That's an accidental one. I'm not even sure how it fit in here. There's another
There's
Charlotte.
another one.
And this is taken in 2000 when we moved into the Mrs. Gimpy was moving in with me for the very first time, and we were in the process of putting in the laminate flooring and stuff. So this is the front door, as you may recognize from the dog cams, and but on the lower left hand corner, that's the surface of the flooring, the empty flooring, because we take out all the carpets and that kind of stuff, and we put in the laminate flooring then. And he's wearing a sweater because this was in January, and because of his age, he was 14. It was January, so it was kind of cool. So he needed to wear a sweater to keep him cool or warm. No, I did not buy him the sweater. My mom bought him the sweater years ago before this.
The women always do.
Yeah, my mom's big on keeping the dogs warm. So she thought it was adorable. He liked it though. He kept him warm. And then this is the very first picture, or one of the first pictures we took of Mickey and Rocket. This was the first night they were with us. This is the kitchen. That carpet did not make it very long. That poor little rug in front of the sink. That thing got destroyed within 2 weeks?
Oh, did it? I don't remember.
Yeah, they destroyed that thing. They destroyed that thing in under an hour. It was like you go into the kitchen, it's like, okay, it's there. Come back an hour later, and the whole thing is just torn up. We should have taken pictures of it. They destroyed that thing so quickly. For no reason other than they could. And like you can see, they're very innocent looking. Very innocent looking dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this is all when they're like 10, 12 weeks old, these pitures. Again, this is another first day. This is a first day picture type deal. That's the bed that Bear actually slept in. That's the old bed. Let's throw these in here because again, they're only 10 weeks old here.
That's so cute. Oh my gosh. Laying all over each other. That's so adorable.
Some of these pictures have never been seen before on the stream. Some of them have, and that's why that's familiar, but some of these have never been seen before on the stream. Sorry, voice is going.
Hello Gimpy, it is time to take a break. Go get some more water while you are up. This break supports the purchase of Rocket's treats. If you would like to help Rocket feel like a puppy again, please visit gimpyknee.com/support or type !treats in chat, or you can watch the ads during the break. Thank you.
How's that for timing? Make him feel
Your
like
next
a puppy
break
again.
is in 1 hour.
Okay, we're skipping this break too.